So first of all, I want to know about your company, Alphasine.
Okay. So, Alphasine was essentially, the idea was born in 2018, where we wanted to focus on sustainable solutions, especially in the powertrain and the motors and drives space. So we incubated the idea in 2018, where we wanted to focus on energy efficient permanent magnet motors and controllers for applications ranging from consumer appliances, electric vehicles, drones and UAVs, aerospace and defense, industrial goods. So the idea was to focus on a broad range of applications where the core technology is the motor and the controller. So that is where we started in 2018. We officially incorporated in 2019, and then we began certain operations by 2021 after developing a certain technology.
Okay, and is there any specific reason, like how can we pronounce the name of the company?
This is just Alphasine. Alpha, as in
Yeah.
being a primary motivator or a primary driver, and sine is the sine wave, because in electronics, most of the signals that we encounter are in the form of a sine wave, at least in the continuous time domain. So sine wave being the fundamental signal shape, therefore we decided to have the word as Alphasine.
Okay, and where is this staff? Like where your company is?
We are based out of Lucknow. Essentially my family was based out of Lucknow, so therefore we started operations and our setup. Though we initially incubated it in Delhi, where we took up a small rented space, but after COVID we decided to move to Lucknow, where we would be able to continue the business with much lower overheads in the uncertain environment. Therefore we now are based totally out of Lucknow.
Is there any specific reason? You mentioned it like briefly that why you shifted there, but I want to know that what the exact reason why you shifted from Delhi to Lucknow.
I think it was mainly specifically after I think 2020, during COVID times, when the uncertainty in the business environment was significantly huge. We felt that business continuity demands that we keep our costs and our overheads down. In Delhi, we were operating out of a rented space, and we were not sure about how long the COVID challenges and the lockdown would continue. So as soon as the lockdowns were lifted, we discussed it within the team, and we finally realized that we'll have certain advantages by moving back to our home base, Lucknow, where my family business, which is into metal castings and certain machined parts, would be able to support this startup business as well, and therefore we would be able to at least survive through the uncertain and tough times which we envisaged by 2020, 2021.
Okay, okay. So officially you have established your company in 2019, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what is the nature of your firm? Like it's proprietorship or partnership, private limited? Or...
It's a private limited firm.
Okay, okay. And how many founders you are?
We are two founders, me and my friend. My friend who's been known to me for almost, I would say, 20 years now. So he came back from Bangalore and was exploring opportunities. So I invited him to join in as a co-founder.
So what's his name?
Love Arora.
Alab Arora.
Love, L-A-V, love.
Okay, okay. So like how many employees you have, total employees?
Currently, we have about 25 employees.
Okay.
We are focused, as I said, currently on the EV powertrain. We have introduced our gearbox and our differentials into the market. And our motor and controller have gone through the initial round of testing with certain OEMs. There were certain challenges which we are addressing now, with both regards to technology as well as cost. So with regards to the EV powertrain, we are hopefully planning to get into the market by the end of this year with both the motor as well as the controller, while we continue to sell our differentials and gearbox in the market.
Okay, okay. Excellent. So I want to know about your product. Like, what is your product? In detail, I want to know that how many products you have and their specialty.
In detail, I I'll just say that we are focused right now on the L3 segment,
Mm,
where we are manufacturing, as I said, the powertrain of L3, which includes the motor, the controller, and the differential.
mm,
The motor that we have developed is essentially an IPM motor.
mm,
So it can be easily used not only in three-wheelers, low-speed application, but even in two-wheeler high-speed applications,
mm,
specifically for the mid-drive requirement.
mm.
The controller is an FOC-based controller, so it's having the highest of efficiencies, the most superior performance in terms of what is available in the market, especially which is coming from China and being imported here.
Mhm.
In terms of the differential, we have both 33, 35, 40, all varieties of differentials, which are 33 inches, 35 inches. We have developed the closed gearbox, open gearbox, which essentially improves not just the life of the vehicle or the life of the differential, but also gives better performance in terms of higher efficiency and lower noise levels.
Okay.
So these are the three products that we currently have in production. We are already in bulk production for the differentials for the L3 market, but we are exploring motors and controllers for L2 for two-wheelers, as well as are in development for higher segment of vehicles.
Okay. So is there any uniqueness which your product has which another company doesn't have? Because there are many companies who are making motor and controller.
That is true. Actually, when we started in 2021,
Mm-hmm.
the market was the industry was relatively in its infancy. It still is to a certain extent, but now there are a lot of established companies which have stepped up
Mm-hmm.
into this particular space.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of novelty, I would say that we have looked at the problem from and I wouldn't say whether that's the best strategy, but we've looked at the problem from performance and from efficiency standpoint. So in terms of efficiency, in terms of performance, our motor controller and the powertrain would be having a much superior performance because the design of the complete system has been done keeping in mind the Indian conditions, as well as the technology, as I said, is an IPM motor,
Mm-hmm.
which inherently has a better performance compared to, let's say, surface permanent magnet motor, which are typically used for this kind of an application. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, our product advantages, I would say, would be in terms of better performance, better efficiency, leading to much comfortable and a more extended range of the vehicle.
So, like, great to know that you have so much features in your motor and controllers. But I want to know that how you have done that. Like, what is the whole process you followed to make such kind of product?
See, actually, it's a design process
Mm-hmm.
where the where if, and it's not just for one particular product. The idea, if I were to talk in terms of in general terms of how a product is manufactured, we basically first try and benchmark what the existing products available in the market, what
Mm-hmm.
their performance is, how their specs have been laid out,
Mm-hmm.
and then how can we as a startup or as a new product differentiate ourselves from the existing offerings in the market. And once we have a clarity about that, this is this is this these certain features or these particular aspects could lead to a certain differentiation factor,
Mm-hmm.
we then go ahead and incorporate those particular factors in our design, and then we are able to offer that particular feature as a part of the inherent design, rather than try and somehow modifying an existing design to incorporate certain additional features. So we build a product from the ground up, rather than just doing reverse engineering
Mm-hmm.
and coming up with a me too product in
Mm-hmm.
certain senses.
So, what are the most important features and components you have been using in your motor and controllers? Like, I'm asking that what kind of features and innovation you have added in your motor and controllers, which can be beneficial for users.
See, for the electric rickshaw, for the electric rickshaw operator,
Mhm.
the two main concerns, or let's say, I would say the three main concerns are in terms of efficiency, where he can get a higher range. Second would be in terms of reliability, where the motor is not easily damaged or does not burn out. And third, I would say, would be in terms of speed or acceleration in an initial stage. So for all three aspects, let's say for increasing the range of the vehicle, not only does our motor have higher efficiency compared to what is available in the market, but also in terms of lower weight as well as regenerative braking, which leads to certain advantages in terms of charging the battery while the operator or while the driver is braking the vehicle. In terms of reliability, because as I said, we've designed the motor keeping in mind the Indian conditions, so our motor will be having much higher reliability. And um, in terms of the third aspect, where we are able to have better acceleration of the motor, the driver can choose what kind of modes he wants to operate the vehicle in, and therefore he can have a much better offering for his own passengers. So those are the three areas, or those are the three specifications, I would say, by which we have been able to differentiate our offerings in the market.
And what percentage you can say about the efficiency?
We have tested our motor to be close to 92 to 93% efficiency, which is, as I said, highest in the market. The traditional motors available are between 80 to 85% efficiency. So we believe our motors efficiency will be the defining characteristic for this particular industry.
Okay, that's a great information. So I want to know that how this idea came to your mind to start this company and start this project.
I think in 2018 we were looking at sustainable solutions, especially specifically in the motor segment. We knew that the governments and the general industry's focus will shift more towards energy efficient solutions, because we had seen the kind of impact the LED lights had created in terms of lighting. So in terms of motoring applications, we felt that yes, this would be the next area to target. So it was a natural step to focus on manufacturing of these energy efficient motors and controllers, which can benefit the different industries which use electric motors these days, and which essentially is every industry. So that is why we felt that it would be a good area to work in, and considering that there were fewer players, and it was still a relatively niche segment in terms of permanent magnet motors. So we felt that it would be a good opportunity for us to grab.
Okay. So you are making, like, your company is based in Lucknow, and where is your like, are you doing everything in-house or you are doing outsourcing?
A lot of things are done in-house. Some certain aspects are outsourced. So it's a mix and match of both to ensure that we have an optimal supply chain. And to be competitive in the market. Unless we have certain volumes, we'll not do things in-house. Once we have certain volumes and we are able to offer customers the price advantages, some operations can be moved in-house, but till that time it is a mix and match of both in-house as well as outsourced parts.
So in percentage, can you say that how many % you are doing in-house and how many?
I would say roughly 30% would be currently outsourced, whereas the rest would be in-house.
Okay. And you are making motor and controller. So what kind of products you are, like, components you are using? So components you are sourcing from India only and or from outside?
The only components which are sourced from outside are those which are not manufactured in India, which are magnets and electronic ICs. So those are the two components which India does not have any manufacturing ecosystem. And hopefully in the future, if somebody or some industry decides to set up their fabrication plant in India for ICs, and is able to offer us competitively priced ICs, we'll be more than happy to switch to an Indian make component. But because of this limitation, we are not unable to source certain components and magnets from India.
It means these two components has been sourced from outside. From where? From China?
Yeah, these are global supply chains. So magnets are primarily coming from China, and ICs are coming from China, Taiwan, Singapore. but their primary fabrication would be either in China or in Taiwan.
Right. So are you like other products you are using from India only,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. All the other
Okay,
rest
great.
are.
And what are your revenue sources?
So revenue sources is a sale of products. We are doing certain R&D projects also,
Mhm.
though that is still a minor portion. But our main revenue is from sale of our differentials, and hopefully in the next few months from our motors and controllers. So
Okay.
currently our revenue is from sale of the EV components or the EV powertrain.
Okay, EV components and EV powertrain. And how many units you have been sold till now?
We must have sold about 3,000 units in the past 2 years. We are ramping up production now.
Okay, okay.
So
And like how many units, if I can ask, like how many units you can make in 1 month? Like how many you
we
make?
have a production capacity of almost 2,000 per month.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something which can be easily scaled up or scaled down.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, we currently our capacity is to do about 25,000 to 30,000 annually.
So you have your manufacturing facility in Lucknow.
Yeah, that's right.
So you are catering to which market?
As I said, our primary competence lies in design, development, and manufacture of BLDC motors and controllers,
Mm.
as well as the mechanical transmission or the gearboxes and the associated components with it. So we are not limited to one particular industry, or that is the EV industry. We see ourselves as a company which can do motors for the smallest of components, for power tools or for robotics, as well as for large EVs and for large two-wheelers, and for certain amount of industrial goods. So that is where we see our primary competence, to design, develop, and then manufacture these motors and controllers.
Okay, and like who are your target audience?
The manufacturers in these particular industries.
OEM?
OEMs, yes. OEMs for who are manufacturing industrial goods, OEMs who are doing electric vehicles, OEMs who are manufacturing certain aerospace components. So those would be our primary target customers.
Okay. Okay, so are you seeking any vendors or partners for your business?
Certainly, we are always open for any kind of vendors, or always open for any kind of partner. But again, it's for us, it is more important whether the vendor or the partner has the similar kind of thought process and a similar kind of business understanding for us. We are not here for a quick buck or for a quick run. This is a marathon. We've been in this business. We've been developing this business for the past 4 years now, and it will be a long journey. So if there are people who want quick orders and just talk in terms of what kind of orders and volumes we can give, and once that is there, we'll have a good relationship with the customer, and therefore with our partners and vendors as well.
Okay, so like you have been designing motor and controller from 2019. So I want to know that have you faced any challenges, design challenges in your product?
There certainly are design challenges. It's specifically when it comes to the local ecosystem. We have faced challenges with regards to talent. We have faced challenges with regards to meeting certain customer specifications. Technical challenges are something which can be easily met, but I think it's more in terms of human resources, more in terms of the local support and ecosystem, where the challenges are significant, and therefore those have to be tackled on head on.
Okay, and is there any challenges you have faced while setting up your startup plant? Like you have,
uh,
yeah.
yes, certainly. Again, I feel that those are challenges are just a part of any business starting up,
Mm.
and those challenges are tackled as and when they come. The biggest challenge I feel is in terms of building the team and having the right resources at with you, who can go along with this journey with you to be able to build a particular organization which can serve the customer for all its needs.
Okay, so like I'm asking about the colleges and institution. Are you providing any workshops also, like in college?
We do try to engage with the local colleges, local institutions. because we believe that, as a startup based out of Lucknow, UP, we should be able to develop that ecosystem here locally, so that at least talent does not look for opportunities outside. So we have been recruiting from local colleges, local institutions. We conduct certain workshops where we try to explain the technology involved. We try to tell them what the kind of work we are doing. Unfortunately, the local, I wouldn't say just the local, but unfortunately, the education system does not look at machine design as a dedicated discipline,
Professional.
as a dedicated profession. The focus is mostly on getting into the software industry, whereas machine design, design of motors, design of controllers is something which will be, which, where again, as I said, finding the right resources, finding the right talent is a certain challenge. But I think as we move forward, as we progress ahead, those talent, those resources will be developed depending upon the market conditions.
Okay. And do you provide any internship also?
We do. We do provide internships for people who are really passionate about working in this particular motors field, motors and controllers field. We've had interns in the past. With some, our experience has been good. With some, the experience has not been great. But yeah, we always welcome somebody who is deeply passionate about this particular segment or this particular field, and we give them every opportunity to develop their knowledge, develop their skills, and while working on a particular project here with us.
So you must have your R&D team also.
We do have a R&D
So
team,
how many
yes.
members you have in R&D?
We have about 4 members in the R&D team.
Okay, okay. That's great. So, are you planning, do you have any future plans for adding some new equipments and launching your new products and doing partnership with new companies? Any other future plan?
We
Any?
do, we have several, as I said, we have several projects in the pipeline with regards to motors for other applications, not just EVs. And depending upon our requirement, we reach out to the vendor base that we have, or we reach out to certain other people for whatever equipment or whatever resources we need. And therefore that is the way which we are able, through which we are able to add components or add vendors or add equipments as and when we need. It's not that something which is pre-planned as of today. Depending upon what the project requires, we go ahead with that.
Okay. And are you planning to announce, are you planning to launch new manufacturing facility in coming time? Or
Let us first utilize this manufacturing facility to its fullest. Then,
okay.
depending upon the requirement and the demand, we certainly can add additional manufacturing facility. But first, our focus is to completely utilize the Lucknow plant.
Okay. And how has been the growth of from the last 2 years? And what is the plan for upcoming 2 years? Like, what is your
I
expectation?
think we have grown by more than 50% in
Mm,
the past 2 years,
mm,
and we continue to grow by more than that in the next 2 years. We are very bullish about the spaces that we are in, not just EVs, but aerospace, drones, industrial goods. So that, and we are finding a lot of people who are looking for energy efficient solutions.
mhm,
Wanting to move away from, let's say, the traditional workhorse of the industry, which is the induction motor.
mhm.
So we believe that yes, we are in the right space. It'll only be a matter of time before the industry, as a general rule, moves from the inefficient induction motor to the much more efficient permanent magnet motors.
Okay. And are you do you have any expectation from government policies?
Yes, certainly. We want the government. The government, though, has been supportive till now for startups. But
Mm,
when it comes to local manufacturing,
mm,
our biggest competitor is China. There are people who import significant amounts, significant volumes of goods that, at certain prices, which I can't even imagine how they're able to bring certain products at those particular prices. So what we would request the government would always be to support at least the manufacturers at an initial stage. We are not we do not want a kind of a protectionist environment, but certainly to ensure that the local ecosystem develops while and increases its competitiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, at least in the initial stages, the government, we want the government to be more proactive in controlling certain dumping of goods from China, and being able to allowing therefore the Indian manufacturers to compete in the market. I think that would be my greatest wish list from the government.
Okay. And like you were talking about aerospace industry, drone and etc. So I want to know that according to you, which sector is more demanding right now?
All three
Like for
industries.
your business, which market is more beneficial? I want to know that.
No, I wouldn't call it in terms of having a certain particular industry beneficial. Each industry has its own challenges. I think the automotive industry is primarily based on volumes.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, the cost competitiveness or the cost pressure is huge.
Mm-hmm.
In when it comes to, let's say, aerospace and the defense industries or the drones industry, the
Mm-hmm.
volumes might be there at a later stage, but it's more in terms of being able to achieve the product within the tolerances that you have defined. So it is more in terms of manufacturing competence
Mm-hmm.
and being able to have a product which serves the customer with the highest of reliabilities. So I think each industry has its own set of challenges, and the customers there have their own set of pressures.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to fulfill customers' expectations, depending upon the industry that you are in, I think that is where we see ourselves being able to perform that activity.
And are you looking for seed funding?
We are not at the seed stage any longer, but yeah, we are always looking out for good partners or good people who want to back the journey that we are on. And if there are investors, or there are people who believe in our vision, be more than happy to take them along.
So are you doing any marketing like strategy, or are you doing any activities which is related to promote a product, or are you doing any marketing strategies also?
Our traditional way to market our products would be trade shows. So we
Okay.
participate in certain exhibitions and trade shows.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously there's the good old sales method of cold calling and reaching out to customers. So those are the two ways in which we reach out to our customers.
Okay. And you were talking about your R&D project. Can you please highlight something about that also?
I wouldn't go into too much details, but we have about 3 or 4 projects which we are currently developing. Some of them are related to certain actuation systems. Some of them are related to drone motors. Some of them are related to higher vehicle L5 and higher vehicle motors. So we have a couple of projects which we are very actively working on. And hopefully in the next couple of months, we should be at a stage where we'll be able to unveil those products to
Okay,
the
so
larger
right now it
market.
is not available.
No, right now it is not. They're still in the development stage.
So for R&D project, who are your target?
Again, a target in terms of the target industry.
Yes.
They again the drone industry, the aerospace industry, the electric vehicle industry, the industrial goods industry. We are, like, as I said, all of the projects that we have taken in R&D,
Mm-hmm.
all of them have a certain end user or end customer in mind, and based on that end customer's requirement, we are developing the products.